How do I make sudo ask for the root password? When I run sudo as a normal unprivileged user, it asks for my password, not the root password. That's often convenient, but it reduces the amount of information someone would have to have in order to run commands as root. So how can I make sudo ask for the root password instead of the invoking user's password? I know it'd be done with a line in /etc/sudoers, but I can never seem to properly parse the BNF grammar in the man page to figure out exactly what to write.
Okay, here it is again so you can set the check mark. In /etc/sudoers, add this line. To turn on the root flag, making sudo ask for the root password.
You need to turn the root or flag on.
A common configuration that requires the password of the target, not what we want. The second line would read out loud like, all users on all hosts can impersonate all users when executing all commands. And the defaults target for means that they need to know the password of the user they are impersonating to do so. Naively changing this simple config to wouldn't leave any user or group with the privilege to run commands as another user. One working possibility would be, in plain English, my user now has the ability to run all commands as any user on all hosts, so long as the root password is known. Another working possibility would be, any member of the sudoers group will have the ability to run all commands as any user on all hosts, so long as the root password is known. To allow my user to run sudo commands, sudoers would need to be added to its secondary groups. Edit. A clarifying example about exceptions and scope. This requires my user to know the root password, but requires any member of the sudoers group to use their own password. Note that if my user is a member of sudoers, then this behavior overrides root pool for them too. Last matching entry overrides previous entries.
I know this question is old, but it is the most concise question I've found for this use case, which is a minor percentage true, but nonetheless legitimate and helpful in the right scenario. After putting all the steps together from various sources, including multiple answers to this question, these steps work on Ubuntu GNOME 16.04 LTS. Set a password for root. This is critical to do first. Ubuntu automatically has no password for the root user due to the standard security configuration. If you do not do this first, you will lock yourself out from accessing root privileges. This can be overcome by booting in with a live disk, mounting the hard drive, and editing the sudoers file, but it's best to avoid that. Open a terminal and enter sudo password. Set your new password for the root user. Change the sudo configuration to require the root password. Sudo requires the user requesting root privileges. Setting the root pool flag instead tells sudo to require the password for the root user. Open a terminal and enter sudo vishdo. This will open the /etc/sudoers file. After the other defaults line, add defaults root pool. Save it, assuming you are in nano, which is the default, This is Ctrl plus O. Close the file, Ctrl plus X, and exit the terminal. You're done? Just a quick note, I also wanted to make sure that the root user couldn't be used to log in from the graphical login, and so was looking into ways to exclude it. Apparently, the root user is excluded by default, and cannot be used to log in through the GNOME graphical login, which is a very good thing.